Hi guys, it's Angie with Fun Endeavors Tie-Dye Lab. Today let's make a colander spiral. I'm taking my damp shirt and placing it over the top of the colander, which has been turned upside down. This is just a regular plastic kitchen colander. By the way, I do not use this colander for food, and I'm not going to after I use it for tie-dye. Now I'm going to use my locking tweezers and begin spiraling the shirt. I'm not entirely sure who it was who started the trend or came up with the idea of using a colander to make the ice-dyed spirals, but it was a great idea. I would totally give them a shout out if I knew who started it. I'm going to spiral the shirt as well as I can, but I'm not going to tie it, so there are going to be some parts down at the bottom that are just hanging free. I also don't want a large portion of the shirt sitting down in the muck. So I'm going to put a bowl underneath this colander and see if I can lift the shirt up where it's not touching the bottom of the container. The bowl underneath the colander didn't work by itself, so I'm going to stick another container on top of the bowl and see if I can lift the colander up even higher. I'm going to adjust the shirt just a little bit, and then I'm actually going to leave the shirt alone for a couple of days, and I'm going to let it dry a little bit. I'm hoping that the dry shirt will form a few channels where the folds are and wick the dye down through those folds. So since it's summer here, I thought I would do a patriotic shirt. So I'm going to make this one a red, white, and blue shirt. I'm using Midnight Blue and Fire Red from Dharma Trading Company. Before I apply the dye though, I need to find some way to keep the ice on top of this spiral. So I'm using some plastic cutting boards that I purchased at the dollar store, and I've cut into strips. I'm attaching a couple of those strips together using some wooden clothespins, and then I'm going to just place this circle at the very top of the spiral. Then going through the center portion of the spiral, I'm going to make one line of fire red. I don't want to apply too much dye. I want to just kind of lightly apply the dye to the shirt. The cool thing about this technique is that the dye moves down the shirt and kind of forms a cool watercolor effect. Then I'm going to make a line of the midnight blue on either side of the fire red. I'm going to make a cross of these two colors on the shirt. And if you'll notice, part of the dye powder is dropping down to the other portion of the shirt, and that's fine, I don't mind that at all. Now I'm going to add a very small sprinkle of soda ash over the top of the dye that I just applied. Then I'm going to place ice on the very top. I'm starting by placing the ice at the edge of the ice barrier and building it up into the middle. I initially tried adding ice to the middle first, but it kept rolling off of that center portion of the shirt. So I found that it was easier to add ice to the edge and then build it up into the center. I added a fairly generous layer of ice because this is the only layer of ice I'm going to add to the shirt. I set the shirt aside and I allowed the ice to melt. The 2 containers underneath this colander did pretty well to keep the shirt up out of the muck. This is what the shirt looked like after the ice melted, and I just left it alone and allowed it to process for at least 24 hours. Then I took the shirt to my utility sink and I began rinsing it in cold water to rinse out any of the soda ash. Once I'd rinsed in cold pretty well, I warmed the water up to hot and rinsed out any of the excess dye that didn't bond with the fabric. After the water was running almost clear, I put the shirt along with a little bit of Dharma's textile detergent into my washing machine and washed it using a hot water cycle. After the shirt was washed and dried, this is what it looks like. Okay, so what do you guys think? For some reason, I find it very difficult to get shirts that are white to photograph properly. I tried this one a couple of different times in a couple different locations, and I don't think the white areas show up the right way on this photograph. I think they look a little dingy. So if anybody has a good suggestion for a better lighting setup so that I can get better photographs for my shirts, I would love to hear it. Just drop me a comment down below and let me know what you use, or if there's some kind of light box or something that works really well for shirts. Okay, so even though I don't think that the white part on this shirt photographed accurately, I still really love the shirt. I think it turned out looking really cool. I love the dye movement and the way it flowed down the shirt. That's kind of the whole thing about this technique, is you let gravity work with you and move the dye down the shirt and form kind of a watercolor look. On this shirt, you can just see a few color splits where the fire red split out yellow on the shirt. The midnight blue didn't really do any color splits, but there are quite a few different color variations of blue in the shirt, which I really like. I also like the more randomness of the design. I couldn't control where the dye moved or how it moved down the shirt, and I like that randomness. It isn't such a defined look. I mean, you can see the spiral in the very center of the shirt, but it kind of all falls apart after it leaves the center. The dye just kind of goes whichever way it wants to. And I like that more random look. I think it's very unique. No 2 shirts are ever going to be the same. I also really love the watercolor effect on this shirt. It has some of the same elements as a tall, deep scrunch shirt, except it's a spiral. I've included a couple of close-ups of this shirt so that you can see that effect a little bit better. I see it a lot in the midnight blue, both on the side of the shirt and up on the sleeve of the shirt. It's also in the fire red area, but as the fire red gets out toward the edges, it starts to split and include that yellow. I'm going to have to try a few more of these. This is a really fun technique. Again, another thank you and shout out to whoever came up with this technique. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, I sure would appreciate it if you would like it and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day.